And to be honest, the way the game was played in extra time, I think we'd have played another 30 minutes and maybe another 30 minutes after that without finding a breakthrough. Well, Dida has the chance to put himself into the Milan history books. Goalkeeper's had a bit of controversy in his career, some passport problems. Captain's toss again. Juventus, of course, the last time they won the Champions League was on penalties against Ajax in 1996. For the officials, the difficulty, of course, is sorting out which end of the stadium the penalties are to be taken. There is a distinct advantage in terms of support. Looking at it from the camera suspended over the centre circle, that's a pretty neutral perspective, but it will either be at the Milan end or the Juventus end. Limbering up for the decisive passage of this long evening in the northwest of England. Not too long for them, though. Their voices have kept going. Buffon, an angular man with a great reach. Getting his thoughts together. Still no clear sign as to which end the penalty shootout will take place. We're going to find it out very shortly. The penalty takers, 5 each to start with, of course, should go into the centre circle. But it's not just the chosen 5. I don't suppose there's any real reason why Milan couldn't take penalties at their end and Juventus at the other end. Certainly the old days of not enough television cameras to show it off properly are long gone. Something like 25, 26 cameras at your disposal, really. Alan Maldini having a word with the referee. But they're heading for the Juventus end. Well, the knowledge, of course, that's been such an important factor in keeping the game goalless also extends, I guess, to penalty techniques. The Milan penalty taker this season, Pirlo, is not in the game anymore. He was substituted. He scored past Buffon in the league match in Turin. So it's Juventus to go first, with David Trezeguet. Young man of South American origins, who has certainly made his name with France. The first penalty shootout, and it's saved by Dida. Went the right way. It was too close to the goalkeeper, but it was still a fine piece of work by Milan's Brazilian goalkeeper. Buffon is ready. First for Milan is Serginho. A Brazilian scores after a Brazilian has saved, and Milan lead 1-0. Dida composes himself again. Birindelli steps up for Juventus and fires it home. 1-1, but they have taken one penalty more. Dida going the same way as he did in the Trezeguet penalty. Seedorf, who has had so much experience of this type of pressure, with the chance to restore Milan's lead in the shootout. And he doesn't, because it's a great reach by Buffon. So it's level again. Each team has had one save, each team has scored once. He took off this giant Italian goalkeeper. What's it going to take to separate them? All united, but in victory or defeat. Zalaieta with a chance to put Juventus in front for the first time. But another blocking save. And it's goalkeepers who are making the headlines at the moment. He went for power. He sacrificed direction. Kaladze. In the all-Italian final, we've had one Italian penalty taker so far. That was Birindelli. So Kaladze, the border, a left footer, and again Buffon matches Dida. It's not penalty taking of a very high caliber. That was straight down the middle. Sometimes the goalkeepers fling themselves so far that they can... Not then. Paulo Montero. Another left footer. And another save. Well, that's 3 saves from Dida. And it's the Milanese who believe that the trophy is heading to Milan. Well, they look to Buffon again, Juventus. Here is Alessandro Nesta. Yes. Well, they have to score, Juventus now. Milan lead 2-1, and this time even the elasticity of Buffon and his anticipation didn't produce the save. Del Piero with his awesome result. Could Dida make 4 saves in one shootout? If he does, it's all up for Lippi and company. But surely, Alessandro Del Piero, the true artist when striking a dead ball, he does the job. And they're still in it. But Milan are one successful penalty away from winning Champions League of 2003. And the man they've summoned is Andrei Shevchenko. There's a certain irony about this. The man who thought he'd scored much earlier in the proceedings, only to have the goal ruled out. Now will be the match winner for Milan if he puts this penalty away. He does! Milan are back on top of the European tree. Their 6th such title. They've beaten the champions of their own country to become champions of Europe. Add in knocking out their greatest rivals, Inter, in the semi-finals. It does not get much better than this for AC Milan. Shevchenko's nerve held after Dida had made 3 penalty saves. You have to say that they never really came to terms, Juventus, with the absence of Pavel, who'd played such a big part in getting them to this final. And Carlo Ancelotti, sacked by Juventus a couple of years ago, has the ultimate satisfaction of steering Milan to victory in a competition that he won twice as a player. He joins the elite following Munoz, Trapattoni, Cruyff. The winner as coach and player. This is the moment. It was just that pause that weakened a lesser player. And Ancelotti, off the bench, has the greatest moment of his coaching career. Gattuso, who was here, there and everywhere for 120 minutes. When the football really flowed this evening, they played the better. And when it came to penalties, they were better at that as well. Well worth the wait. Sportingly acknowledged. Del Piero could do no more than convert his penalty. It's not black and white tonight, it's black and red. And the team playing in white. We talked at the start about the superstitions for Milan. Reflection for the losers. Jubilation for the winners. They have changed a lot about the competition, haven't they? But they've not changed the trophy. It is a superb piece of silverware that goes right back to the mid-1950s, when this marvellous concept of European club football was brought into play by better travel, floodlights of course, every subsequent generation has benefited from those pioneers. Champions of Italy, but they're going to have to deal with a lot of ribbing. Two cities, of course, pretty close to each other. Great power bases of the Italian game. What's it better to be? Champions of Europe? Let's hear from Clarence Seedorf.
I'm so happy. I'm really so happy.
You made a record here, the first player ever to win with 3 different club European Champions League. What does that mean to you? Paris? That's a fantastic feat. Can we just get your thoughts? So many millions watching. Can we just get your thoughts on that? It is a fantastic feat.
Incredible.
There is so much emotion when Italian teams play and when Italian teams play. It wasn't the most open game, but the emotion all night. What's it like to play it?
I think it's just been a great spectacle for us, but a great atmosphere today, a great stadium. Two teams, I think, who played to win. And I think Milan deserves it. During the game we were the better team, I think. So I think at the end we deserve to win. During the whole championship, a great job. And I'm so happy I don't let it work.
Thank you very much.
Clarence Seedorf making history, of course, winning for the 3rd time with 3 different clubs. Amazing. Lost for words. So Juventus have to settle for second best. Gerhard Eigner is retiring as chief executive. Many years sterling service with UEFA. Up on the podium with Lennart Johansson, president, of course. It never quite happened for Juventus. Conte coming on for the second half. It hit the crossbar, but they were straining and struggling to find their rhythm. And Milan seem to have their measure, but when it comes to penalties, well, you just never know. What Seedorf must have thought when his penalty was saved. And it just came down in the end to Dida bettering Buffon. So Juventus can take their leave. It's a season that's ended with tears, but there's been plenty to remember it by. Maybe the defeat that much worse, to lose to another Italian club. Marcus Merck, who's kept up the proud record of this competition, no red cards in the finals, and never really any suggestion that he was going to need one tonight. Full tap of the trophy as he goes past, and a pat on the back for his officials. The disallowed goal in the end, well, justice was done, I feel, particularly in Shevchenko scoring the winning penalty. Doesn't always work out that way, but it has done tonight. So here they are in their lucky white strip. After you, after you. Costa Curta, who's been through all this before. First up to get the medal, the limping Roque Jr., who stuck it out. Goodness knows what would have happened if he'd had to take a penalty. Rui Costa embroidered the game in the first half in particular. Kaladze. Shevchenko, who kept his nerve at the crucial moment. Inzaghi never stopped running up front, though it was a hard night for forwards. Pirlo would have loved to have taken a penalty, I'm sure, but wasn't on the pitch. Serginho, who did and scored. And there is Rivaldo, for once on the fringes, but a winner's medal around his neck, though he didn't get onto the pitch. There'll be big cheers for Dida, who did so much, brought back into the team tonight after that damaged thumb at the expense of Abiati. Nesta gets his medal, and of course at the end of the line will be Paolo Maldini. There has been so much deja vu for the Maldini family. Take a look at this for Clarence Seedorf. Ajax, Real Madrid, and now Milan. Here is Paolo Maldini. And here we are, 40 years from the day that Cesare, his father, held up this trophy in England as captain of Milan. Tonight it's Paolo's prize. It's Milan's night in Manchester. After all the toil, the triumph. Remember, they had to qualify. They won't have to qualify next season because of this win. It's a romantic tale for Paolo Maldini, for Carlo Ancelotti. It's a sad tale tonight for Juventus. Two great Italian clubs really locked horns here. And great credit, a good number of the Juventus fans have stayed to watch what they feared. Milan, Milan. They won't be calling him a loser anymore. Couldn't quite do it with Juventus, but back at the club that he played so well for, distinguished midfielder, he has lit the spark for AC Milan in Europe again. In truth, the majority of the match won't remain long in the memory, but the special scenes and the meaning of victory for AC Milan certainly will. I hope you've enjoyed our coverage from Manchester. It's been a long haul, but we got there in the end, as did AC Milan, after a goalless 120 minutes. Penalties proved decisive against Juventus, but for this man and his team. Until the next time, this is Martin Tyler saying a very goodbye to you all.